Hi students, in the previous lecture we discussed about the vibrations where I said you that I told you vibration is a periodic motion, periodic to and fro motion. Now many of you might get confused. You might be thinking this type of periodic to and fro motion is also oscillatory motion or is also called oscillation. Now we are saying it's vibrating motion, it's vibration. So how is oscillation different from vibrations? Now they are not very much different from each other. Basically they are the same things, it's just vibrations happen very fast. So you can say a fast oscillation is often called as vibration. So there is no significant difference between oscillations and vibrations. Both are basically the same things, just that when frequency is small we call it oscillation. Now what is frequency? That might be the next question coming in your mind. So we will talk about all these parameters a little later. Here let's take an example to understand vibrations and oscillations. When we say frequency is small, that means it's not moving very fast. That means the way it's moving from one extreme end to the other extreme end, that is relatively smaller, that is the speed is small. So in that case it's called oscillation. And the best example is the pendulum of a clock. Do you think this pendulum moves very fast? It doesn't move very fast, right? It moves considerably slower. So that is an example of a oscillation. But when the same motion happens very fast, when it moves very fast like this, then it means it's moving, and in that case it's vibration, because in case of vibrations it moves very fast. So for the fast vibration, take an example of a guitar strings. So when you look at strings of guitar, it moves very fast, right? You will actually see it's vibrating, but it will be very fast. You can't see how exactly it's going from, these strings are going from one end to other end, but all you can feel is it's moving, it is in motion and in very fast motion. So whenever the frequency is high, or you can say the movement is the movement vibrations are very fast, the movement frequency is very high, the movement frequency is very fast, then we use the term vibrations there. And when the frequency is small, we call it oscillations. That means it's slow motion, that is an oscillation, and that is the only difference between the two. Now when we talk about sound, we mostly talk about vibrations, because here we are talking about the fast motions. Okay, now question is oscillatory motion periodic? So yes, because oscillations and vibrations are the same things, so they are the periodic motions. Now every oscillatory motion is periodic, but every oscillatory motion is periodic. That means for every oscillation, for every oscillatory motion, it will be happening at equal intervals of time. But that doesn't mean every periodic motion needs to be oscillatory. Now what do we mean by periodic motion? As I told you in the previous lecture, periodic motion, but equal distances are covered in equal intervals of time. So let me give an example of periodic motion that is not oscillation, which is not oscillatory motion, but that is periodic motion. And one such example is the rotation of Earth around the Sun. If you look at this motion, here Earth rotates around the Sun, okay? And if you look at this motion, this kind of motion, it's periodic, because time taken to complete one rotation is always fixed. So every rotation, in every equal intervals of time, it's covering the same distance. Earth is covering the same distance in every equal intervals of time. So obviously this is a periodic motion. But do you think it's oscillatory motion? Anywhere do you see it's a to and fro motion? It's not a to and fro motion, right? It's not a oscillatory motion. So this motion, rotation of Earth around the Sun, it is periodic motion because it is covering equal distances in every equal interval of time. But it's not oscillatory motion, it's not to and fro motion. So not every periodic motion needs to be oscillatory, but yes, every oscillatory motion is periodic in nature. And this was all about the oscillations and periodic motion and vibrations. Thank you.